Hi, this is Jeff Lesher with What's the Point? And the point this week has to do with stories and our choosing at times to tell stories that prop up people and their character in ways that really aren't accurate and frankly lessen all of us by making light of really bad acts on the part of people whose actions we try to explain away. And stories are a very powerful tool for doing that. And I would say that is a very poor use of the powerful tool of stories. So to protect stories being for good as much as we can, I'll tell you a quick story about a woman named Elizabeth Holmes, who founded and ran a company called Theranos with this really wonderful intention to provide fast, affordable, and relatively painless blood testing. Unfortunately, her product never worked. And she knew it didn't work, and she continued to tell people that it was working great. Now that's a bit of an oversimplification, but generally true. And the results of that fibbery, which we could call lying, or some people have suggested was committing fraud, resulted in people continuing to invest a lot of money in her company, and some people actually relying on the device to process their medical tests, which put them at some risk. There's another woman from Silicon Valley named Ellen Pao who was being discriminated against in the very male-dominated, in a bad way, not that there's a good way to have a male-dominated field, in the venture capital world in Silicon Valley. And she sued in her defense and has been a very powerful and effective spokesperson to draw attention to the inequities in that particular profession and overall, especially in technology companies. And she wrote a column that appeared over the weekend defending Holmes, sort of, because she's saying that the Holmes prosecution is really sexism, because many male technology entrepreneurs who have maybe skirted the line of fact versus fiction in terms of their organization's delivery on promise and therefore benefited significantly financially have not been hauled before courts of justice. The problem is that in comparing people like Elon Musk, whose company manufactures electric vehicles that actually work, and Ms. Holmes, who was manufacturing and foisting the promise of a technology that did not work, is an apples to oranges comparison in a way that does not bear itself out well. And if we really believe, as I believe Ms. Pao does, that we should be better, then we can't be better by defending the bad acts of anyone, even if their gender suggests in part that they're being treated differently. I would argue that maybe we're just getting around to treating people who lie their asses off more effectively, and that we should uphold that standard and encourage others to do so as well. And that's what our stories should tell us. So in the case of Ms. Pao, she has a very powerful story, but she's telling a story about Ms. Holmes which does not align with the facts and really suggests that Ms. Holmes should be treated with kid gloves in a circumstance where I think somebody should, legally speaking, punch her in the face. That's the point this week. Don't punch anybody, but hold them to the highest possible standard, because that's the standard by which we all should seek to live, knowing that we'll fail a little bit, but in pursuit of that, we'll be better.